some initiatives in South America, the death squad, the females got rid of them because when the female rose up and decided no more.
Yeah.
And told the men, don't come in the death room.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. We want to know where our sons are. And even the women who were part of the 100 joined in with them. So it's almost like there had to be a natural female uprising before you could even recognize, respect, or honor a spiritual uprising of Shekinah. So that femininity could exert itself. The man, at the end of the day, men do what they do. I mean, that's wherever they live, that's what they do. The path of least resistance is usually a man. But if a woman falls prey to that, that's where the destruction comes in, because she will begin to receive whatever he offers, rather than saying, no, it's not coming. That's when things changes.
That was more.
I don't know what, but okay.
It was just, I was wondering how, if you were by only addressing females, you were doing.
Oh no, it's and even though it may ever sound like that, it's never was. It's always number one. It's always within each of us, the masculine and feminine. But when we're talking about male and female, it's how it's playing itself out.
I'd like to in the letter. You said that every day you could have 89
they had the letter. They had all of those letters in that name are in Hebrew. Okay. But the name avatar, to get to that first, the name avatar is the equivalent of our word for sage or Messiah. A Messiah sage. So it's a deliverer. Okay, so they call the avatars all they would call Buddha an avatar. Okay, so a teacher of an age. Okay, so that's what that's here.
There must be another movie coming out sometime next year with Avatar in the title. It's based off a cartoon show.
Oh yeah,
you heard of that?
Yeah, Shaolin Theater.
And the significant thing with that is he's the Avatar who can control all 4 elements: earth, water, wind, and fire. So that's what it is.
Because a lot of these movies, the Avatar, the little alien people, little Native American, African little blue people, that's talking about who we're supposed to be. It's talking about who we actually are. You see. And everything that you saw, because you remember the little chick always walking around talking about that everything's interconnected and there's an energy flow through everything. She's talking about the state of existence that we're supposed to be in. So that movie was really telling about the process that we're in recognizing that, and the process that we're in bringing balance to all the distractions that are doing for us.
I would like for you to talk about what they mean by they talking about dream walker.
The dream walker.
The dream walker.
They were talking about with the Marines, when the people use that little machine to control those bodies. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about that they're not really fully in reality. Okay, they had to go to sleep. Yeah, they had to go to sleep. Yeah. We are spiritually asleep, but physically walking. We're dream walkers. Yeah, we're dream walkers right now because we're spiritually asleep, but our ego is walking around in this reality. So what we're striving to do is wake up the dreamer and put to sleep the mask.
It's our ego who makes us afraid of dying. Mm-hmm. Our ego created this image of death and the fear of it, because truly what we call death is an awakening. It's a spiritual awakening. But the ego does not learn to give up its control and dominance. So it teaches us constantly. something to be afraid of.
Did y'all notice like the names? Y'all notice the names of the woman, the mother of the tribe? Did y'all notice that? They named her Sahih. That's what they named. Okay. And that is a Hebrew word. Only thing different is if you take this H off and put a D there, it's Sadiq, which is righteous. You see what I'm saying? The term they used for their deity was Awa, which is Yahweh backwards. You see? So they were giving you an understanding of how these things operate. Because when they kept calling her Sahih, they said she was the spiritual leader of the whole tribe, but the male was the protector of them physically. What was his name? I don't remember his name. Sutek or something?
Or maybe that was me.
I don't know.
But the significance of it is the reality of who we are.
Yeah.
That's what when we said earlier that men at the end of the day do whatever.
Yeah.
Is when women succumb to them, us, that we take advantage because men do what they're told, and the Shekinah guides, and the man protects whatever they guide or whatever they bring to fruition. That's what the man protects.
Do y'all see that? We live in a very backwards reality. Because I promise you this. Let me show you something. If when a male is becoming spiritual, he becomes fearful of women. And I don't even want to, I know it really means respect, but I won't use the word fearful because it's to that level. You know what I mean? Because you understand the embodiment of what they represent. You see? And it shows you the role because the male was the covering for them, their physical existence and a spiritual experience. But the female was she represented the maintainer of the very essence of what they were. That's the Shekinah in operation.
He gives her totally different. It's almost like he's afraid to touch her because he doesn't want to violate
The purity.
Totally different. He sees in her what she doesn't see.
Yeah. And in seeing that, that's what allows her to pull it out because he focuses on it.
He gets nervous.
Yeah, he does, because if he deals with that energy wrong, it diminishes him. You see, so this goes back to what Nick was talking about with the masculine and feminine. A male has no strength till he elevates the righteousness of the feminine. He has no strength. The only strength he has is kind of like false sticking his chest out. And that's why you see a lot of false chest sticking out. But if you have a male who understands this, now he becomes a person of influence without having to be loud or having to present himself. You see that? And also what happens is when his relationship is like that with her, she now gains her power because she doesn't have definition of self unless what? She receives the seed. If she doesn't receive the seed, she doesn't have definition of self. Because she has to nurture something. You see? So that's and that thing showed that very powerfully how they operate.
So how do you show the receiving?
Based on her relationship with the tribe and everything, with the men and the women, how each of them beckoned to each other. They all knew their roles. You see, when they knew their roles, that means that the males were going and providing, and she was taking the essence of whatever they brought back physically and spiritually and making it something that would keep them connected. You remember, did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember how Sigourney Weaver died and what they had to do to try and resurrect her? That was a part of her receiving a seed from them because when they had all the people down together doing that waving thing, talking about Awa, Awa. What they were doing is bringing the energy to her so that she could direct it and interpret it. Y'all see that? So that's what was going on. They were playing a masculine role as a community so that she could channel it the right way and either use it to bring her back to life, Sigourney, or interpret what has happened. The Sahih chick, the medicine woman, the shaman woman,